Hello everyone, Phoenix Knight here. Welcome to the channel, and welcome back to the fall campaign for Arkham Horror, the card game. Sunday, when we went through Return to the Black Throne, we ended the fall campaign by signing the Black Book of Azathoth and earning 10 experience, which per my end of campaign house rule on trauma, will go to clearing Mandy and Jacqueline's trauma. They picked up 2 physical and 2 mental trauma apiece. In this video, we'll officially wrap the fall campaign by discussing the campaign itself and talking about how the investigators performed. Now first up, let's talk about the campaign itself. Thematically, I really do enjoy this campaign, but it can be a bit of a slog sometimes, such as what happened in Return to the Wages of Sin. As such, and I talked about it in the upgrades video after that scenario, next time I run this campaign, whether regular or return, I'm planning to introduce a house rule to that scenario where I need 1 heretic per investigator to advance through the last act. If I leave that scenario as is, there will probably end up being too much to do in the scenario and likely not enough time to do it. The campaign also has a potential to cause trauma to snowball, which is why I introduced the house rule on trauma to let my investigators clear trauma for 4 experience per trauma or 10 experience to clear all of it, but you can only use that at the end of the campaign. And as you saw, I made use of that house rule a few times to keep the trauma clear. 4 experience feels like a fair price to clear trauma, since 4 experience requires something of an effort to get, but I can still adjust it moving forward. Anyway, that's enough musing on the campaign. Let's transition to the investigators, and we'll start first with Jacqueline. Hello, Jacqueline. Coming in from my group's Edge of the Earth campaign with a lot of experience was definitely a big help in a very challenging campaign, and her special ability made her an all-star in this campaign, especially with all the circle tests we faced in Return to Union and Disillusion. You do need to be careful with when you use her special ability, along with also remembering that you can use it on another investigator at your location, especially if they have a critical test they need to pass. I'm basically happy with where Jacqueline's deck ended up coming out of this campaign, and any changes I'd make to this build would probably be situational. Maybe more evade if I take her through Forgotten Age, caring about vengeance points and not letting them get out of control. But odds are I could take this build through TFA and probably do some serious damage under the caveat that I don't care about letting vengeance build up like crazy. Anyway, that will do it for Jacqueline. Now let's go say hello to Mandy. Hello, Mandy. I kind of had to give Mandy some experience into her deck at the start of the campaign for how my group plays. Otherwise, she'd have looked ridiculous standing next to Jacqueline. For those of you who are confused on what I'm talking about, my group has always played using the standalone rules for even campaign play, where you can put experience into your decks at the cost of 1 basic weakness per 10 experience you spend into the deck. It's probably not an official rule, but it's a house rule we use. And I've seen plenty of situations where we dump experience into the decks and it still ends up not making a difference. Enough rambling about start of campaign deck building though. I did something different this campaign. Instead of going for more specialization, which I normally do in a 2-handed solo campaign, I built both of these decks with more generalization in mind, and clearly that worked a lot better. I did like how this build of Mandy performed, and I was also happy with where I had the deck. Mandy did get hit with a taboo change in the most recent FAQ update, but I don't play with the taboo list. I will have to play around with the other deck sizes and class mixes, but that's for the future, and I expect to carry these decks through. Anyway, that will do it for the investigators. Now let's move back up top for general musings about where I wanted to take the campaign. And with that, the fall campaign comes to a close. Now, full disclosure with spoilers, my plan for this campaign was to get on the new return path siding with Annette's Coven and destroying the world 2 scenarios ago. Unfortunately, Return to the Wages of Sin said no to that idea, so we had the campaign we had instead. Now, it did turn out to be a very dark campaign, but we managed to get to the end of this campaign without having to wrap early. Anyway, that will do it for the fall campaign, but we're not quite done with this video yet because we do have a surprise product unboxing of something that just arrived today, so let's take a look and see what we've got. I got this box from Game Center earlier today. For those of you who don't know, that's the store over in Roseville, Minnesota. That's the primary host of Arkham Knights. But anyway, let's go ahead and crack this and see what we've got inside. Now, I really did want to go to Arkham Knights this year, but with the move and everything else going on, I just couldn't make it work. I do really want to go to Arkham Knights next year, so I'm going to try not to have anything else crazy going on, so I can go. I'll get that right out of shot. Okay. And in here... Ow! Whoa! Hang on, gotta pause the video again. Sorry for the delay there. I closed the blade of my knife right on my pinky and sliced it open pretty good. But anyway, we've got the invoice out of shot here. So let's see what we've got inside this box. We've got craft paper. Come on. There we are. A little overkill, but we see that I do have the Arkham Knights 2022 edition of the new scenario pack, Fortune and Folly. Now, I was waiting until my local game store got this in, but I ultimately decided that I wanted to make sure I had it when Scarlet Keys dropped, because I'm still deciding what the winter campaign is going to be, and I'm going to try to put this in as a side story during Scarlet Keys when that drops, and for my first run of it. But anyway, that will do it for this video, and the fall campaign is now over. Sunday, we're going to pay a visit to the background campaign for Hero Realms. Thank you for watching the video. Please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to turn on notifications so you get my content. Be well, stay safe, take care of yourselves and your loved ones, and I'll be back with more videos in the future. Until then, take care everyone.